Welcome to the 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast from Successful Farming, where quick conversations reveal big truths about agriculture and life. I'm your host, Lisa Faust-Prater. My guest today is the voice behind Ag with Emma. On her social media platform, Emma shares the real, everyday stories of agriculture, bridging the gap between farmers and the public in a way that's relatable and true. Emma, thank you so much for joining me on 15 Minutes with a Farmer.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, for starters, can you share a little bit with us about your background and how Ag with Emma was born?
Yeah, so I grew up in southern Idaho. I'm currently based in North Dakota now. I started Ag with Emma in my last year of my associates, and I was studying general agriculture. Through that, I was working in a small scale seed production business. So I started making videos for my family because I would, come home from work and talk all about work. And they're like, well, we don't really know what you're doing. And then through the college that I was going to, I was also an ag ambassador for the department. So part of my scholarship was to represent the college and like give tours and like put things together and just help represent that side of it. And I guess I just realized how many people don't know a lot about agriculture. And I was still in that same boat of not knowing everything. Like I didn't have a lot of experience with production agriculture. I had never really driven a tractor. Like I was very surface level knowledge based. But because I was growing in my knowledge, I wanted to start sharing that with other people because I get super excited about things that I think are cool and then I just want to share it with everybody. So that's why I started Ag with Emma. I started originally with my YouTube channel and then I started an Instagram and then I was on TikTok. So I've just slowly added platforms to that. And then for myself, I didn't really grow up on a family farm, but I just grew up around agriculture. My grandparents have a dairy in Wisconsin that I was on for a little bit when I was a kid. I'd like wake up my grandpa at 4 a.m. to go milk cows and stuff like that and ride in the feed wagon down the alleyways and stuff. But then we moved and my mom got remarried to a farm manager in southern Idaho, and that's kind of where that happened. So through the Ag with Emma thing, I started just connecting with people all across the country, and I went on a custom harvest crew that year after I started Ag with Emma because I just wanted to go do it. I saw a TikTok about it and I was like, I just want to go do that. And then through the custom harvest crew, the farmer that we worked for in North Dakota hired me the following spring. So between custom harvest and working in North Dakota, I went to Australia and did a bunch of farm tours that winter. And then after that, I started working up here. And then last September, so a year ago, I started working for an independent crop consultant. And that is where I'm at right now. So yeah, that's kind of the gist.
I mean, what an amazing journey you've already had. It's just so interesting to me to see you doing all of those different jobs. Like it's such a variety of things that you're doing. So what is your favorite sort of crop to harvest, or the thing that you kind of enjoy the most out in the field?
I love wheat harvest. I love growing wheat. I love watching wheat grow. I love going out and doing plant population stand counts. I love doing like all the prep work for wheat. I love making fertilizer maps for wheat. Wheat is like my crop and I just love it. And I love walking through the fields of wheat to go get protein samples like I did a couple weeks ago. And it always looks pretty on camera when I'm flying my drone. So wheat is really like my thing. But I also enjoy like corn harvest for the pace of it. I think that's really fun. And then canola harvest and sunflower harvest. Canola and sunflowers are really more of a unique harvest that not everyone gets to be a part of. So every crop is different though, and I've enjoyed that I've been able to be part of so many different crop harvests.
So you mentioned that you had gone to Australia. So I want to hear about your travels and kind of where Ag with Emma has taken you in the world. I know you were just in California at like a strawberry event. So tell us about that and how that's just opened up, avenues for you.
Yeah, the crazy thing about social media is that it opens doors that you never would have thought you would have had. People follow me, they message me, they're like, hey, come visit our farm, or hey, we have this opportunity for you. So I have been to Australia, and then I'm actually going to Germany in a couple weeks to go do an equipment thing over there. So I'm really excited for that because I have told myself that my bucket list goal is to operate equipment on all 7 continents. So I'm knocking another one off the list this year, and I told myself I was going to get it done, and I'm doing it. So that's super cool. I haven't been to all 50 states with it yet, but I've seen a vast majority of the United States through Ag with Emma, and it's been really exciting and fun, and it's just so crazy how agriculture is different everywhere, but it's also the same everywhere because, we're all struggling with different things, but we're all in it for the same purpose. So it's just really refreshing to see nationwide and across the world, really.
I'm thinking about the kids, especially the girls that are seeing you out there doing it, and you're in the cab of the combine and you're doing all the things and you're traveling the world, and just to see like that's possible and see somebody else doing that is amazing. So I'm like, what kind of connections have you made with your viewers who feel that about you?
I've gotten a lot of messages about like, hey, I'm, staying on the family farm because your content, among others, has really inspired me to like, keep going in agriculture. Because I know it is hard to be a girl in agriculture, but I also try to ignore the fact that we make that a thing. So I'm not big on like oh, I'm on a pedestal because I'm a girl. Like the more fun you have with it, the better.
Talk to me a little bit about your non-farming audience members and kind of how you relate to them and what their reactions are.
Yeah, I honestly, it's my goal when I post on the internet to approach that audience that isn't involved in agriculture because if you think about it, there's such a small percent of the population that is involved in agriculture. So the more that we can pitch to the people that are like, hey, I have questions about agriculture. Like if we aren't posting for those people, then we're just like preaching to the choir a little bit.
Yeah.
So like when I do post, I really do try to make it simple. I try to make it explainable. I try to make it, easy to understand so that people feel like agriculture is more approachable because when they have a bad experience with a farmer, they have a bad experience with something that they consumed, or they have a bad experience with a news article, like that comes back on the people that are representing agriculture in the internet as content creators. So even when there's different policies made and people don't understand like why is this happening kind of deal, like it's our job to really share with the consumer why we do what we do. The more I can help people understand agriculture, the better.
What do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions that you've heard from folks?
Oh, it's definitely got to be about chemical, like just the stuff that we're spraying on crops and the Roundup resistant wheat that doesn't exist and the GMOs and just the lack of understanding because of marketing that has really
Yeah.
interfered with like how we are able to share information with customers and consumers. Because when we're always slapping an anti-GMO label on every single product in the store, like that makes people think that every single crop is genetically modified, and it just
Right.
comes down to the marketing gimmicks that really kick us in the butt, and like the antibiotic free meat in the store, like it all is antibiotic free, or like the no hormones ever added, like it it's so frustrating. So that's really what I started with, but it's just those are some really huge misconceptions
Yeah.
that I don't try to actively bust anymore, but I just try to share like through my own story and through my own experiences that hey, this isn't what we do.
When folks hear that coming from you and really get an explanation that you're not just saying GMOs aren't bad, but you're explaining why
Like
it's
what
not
it is,
something to be
why, and then
concerned
yeah.
about, you give them a place to ask the question. So that's amazing.
It really just comes down to consumers having a safe place to receive information that's not biased, that is coming from true experience, and that they don't feel like is going to get shot down and be told they're stupid for not knowing it. So
Right. I want to shift gears for a second. You lost your younger brother, Sam, suicide in 2024. And first of all, I'm so sorry that that happened. It's such a it's such a hard thing. And you've talked about, openly about mental health, and which is such a big thing for so many farmers, and grief, which is a real tough path to walk down. I just want to say like, thanks for doing that, because it's really important for people to hear other folks expressing these experiences and emotions so that they know they're not the only one. So talk to me a little bit about the support that you found.
yeah, thank you. In sharing that with social media, there's been a lot of people that have like shared like, "Hey, I'm in the same boat as you," like 10 years down the road kind of thing.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that have similar experiences, and there's a lot of people that just needed to see it to not take their own life as well. And I've gotten a lot of messages about that. Whenever I start thinking about I shouldn't have posted that, I should have kept that more private. Like it is a huge part of my story now, and it is like something that changed the course of my life forever. And I can't just hide that from the internet, but because of the way that I was able to share that, and kind of honor him and who he was while he was here, sometimes you lose someone and it derails you completely for like
Yeah.
years on end. And I don't feel derailed anymore because I know that there's so many other people that struggle with the same thing. Just being allowed the space to grieve so publicly as
Yeah.
I did, was really, I think, a game changer for that circumstance. So,
Oh, gosh, that's, I love what you said about that you don't feel derailed anymore. That's such a great
yeah,
way to put it because it's something you're never going to get over. You're never going to like fully be okay, but just feeling not derailed is a big thing. That's a
yeah,
big step in the right
absolutely.
direction.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I want to know a little bit about things that you have coming up. Is there sort of a practice or an innovation that's making you excited right now, either in your own life or just in general in ag?
I've got the Germany trip coming up. I've got a lot of public speaking events coming up this winter. Just something that I've been jumping into recently. We do variable rate application for fertilizer. So
Hmm.
we, go test soil based on zone images, and then we give farmers a fertilizer recommendation. But I hadn't really like dug into depth about what that can do for the farmer. So right now we're testing protein samples on wheat with a little like mini harvester. It's a handheld, you go collect a sample, but we're able to do it in the zones that we've been variable rate applying in. So like we're not applying as much nitrogen in the red zones as we are in the green zones, and we're going to be able to see like if that's actually working. Like, is the protein levels the same? Is the quality still good? Are we actually saving these farmers money? Because part of the markets right now is that they're terrible and everyone's looking for more ways to save money. So if we can do anything that we can to help pinch a little bit more in areas that we can afford to, like we want our good sections of our field to do good, but if they're not good, there's not a lot you can do um, short term to amend soil, right? Like
Yeah,
it takes a lot of work and it's
it's a
year over year
process.
taking care of
Yeah.
it, right? So we're just trying to do like on the agronomist side of things, we're just trying to do what we can to help farmers really squeeze in where they can, because I don't think it's going to get any easier anytime soon, just because of the way that the markets have been going and the way that commodities and inputs are not matching up anymore. And of course, everyone's harvesting right now, so I'll be able to analyze a lot of harvest data pretty soon. We're soil sampling for the next couple months, so that's kind of just what we're up to in this side of the state and the side of our little corner of the northern plains. But I know that there's a lot of people all over the place that are just about to get into harvest, and that's always fun to see and just like everyone get excited about it.
Just sort of a hypothetical. If you had a friend who has never been on a farm, and you could spend the day with them on any kind of farm, tell me
Mm.
what you would have them do.
I would teach them how to run grain cart because that's what I'm best at. I went from never operating a tractor to like full blown harvest crew hours for 6 months, 7 months straight, right? So I just, every time I hear someone hasn't been on a farm, I'm like, oh, you have to come out during harvest. You have to come out during harvest because it's just like the rush and the thrill of it. Or bring them out when something is broken down. Because when you're out there in the middle of everything, when something's broken down, you just really learn a lot about yourself and about how much patience you have and about
That's a
like
good
how
way to
much can
put
go
it.
wrong. And I would hate to give my friends the easy way out. Like I want my friends to learn and grow, and if I had a friend that had never been to a farm, I'd be like, yeah, we're going to go do something hard today. And that's just kind of how I've always handled my ag with Emma stuff as well. It's like we're just going to go do something hard. We're going to challenge ourselves a little bit and we're going to go get something done, because that's really where you grow.
That's amazing. So, you're doing all this running around and you're working all these different locations and learning so many things. Would you like to, have your own operation someday where you're just in one place and you're setting down roots and you're farming full time?
I don't think I'll ever farm full time, probably. Like at least production ag. I love farming, but I also love being on the like big bubble view point of farming. And with the independent consultant stuff, like there's a lot of opportunities for me to grow in that aspect and still be involved. I just love to help people, right? I just
Yeah.
want to like serve other people and do the stuff, and that's part of the social media thing as well. Like I can serve people in that aspect. But because of what I do for my job now, I get to go out and do things outside and I get to go and be involved in other people's operation without having the financial, side of that attached to me.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed the consulting side of things just because of the capacity at which I get to be involved, and I still get to go take the pretty pictures. I still get to go sit in the combine when I want to. Like I'm so involved with so many different people that it just makes it too much fun to just be like, oh, I'm just going to go farm by myself.
Well, it really feels like you have just found the best of both worlds in what you're doing now, and you can still get your hands dirty, and you can do the fun things and see the world and be an ambassador for agriculture. It's
Thank
just
you.
an awesome path that you've found for yourself, and you've really just forged it for
Yeah.
yourself, and kind of.
I went in there with a sickle and I just got it.
That's right. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to just make your own path.
Yes.
And you're definitely doing that. So congratulations on all of your success and all the exciting things going on in your life. It's so much fun to follow you. So keep up the fantastic work, Emma.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was very fun to talk to you about all of it.
Thank you for listening. Open the latest issue of Successful Farming. Visit us online at agriculture.com and subscribe to 15 Minutes with a Farmer so you never miss a chance to connect with the people who feed, clothe, and fuel the world. Until next time, stay rooted, stay resilient, and support your local farmer.